I'm Mike.
And I'm Stephanie.
And we're Van Life Sheldon's Travels. Sheldon, he's our yellow belly slider turtle. He's in his tank. He's swimming around this morning. I'm sure we'll get him out sometime today and let him hang out in the sun. But today, we are right here in Hot Springs, South Dakota. We spent the night last night right here at the Centennial Park, right on the Freedom Trail, right? And we left you last night and we were parking here, and I found this spot on iOverlander, lots of reviews, but whenever I was inside, and we have 4 surveillance cameras, and I can kind of see what's going on in the parking lot from inside the van on the monitor, and I saw a police car pull in to close up the bathrooms over here. So I hopped out and went on over and asked him if it was okay to spend the night. And he gave me his card, Bill, Captain Bill, here in town, and he said it was fine. Just no tents, and please don't hook up to the electricity. If you need a little bit of water to fill your tank or something, that's acceptable, but you know, try to just leave it the way you found it and everything. So that's how that worked out last night. We slept like a baby right here. It was perfect, right?
Right.
But today we got something special.
Yeah, in the last video you seen us, we met Matt at the art gallery, and he's a pretty unique guy. He doesn't carry a cell phone. He lives in a teepee, and actually he invited us to his property to check out his teepee. So we thought that's such a unique idea, and we would definitely not want to pass it up, so we're going to bring you along with us.
All right, guys, let's get on out of here. And first we got to figure out where he lives, because he just kind of drew it out on a map for us. So we're going to figure this out together, right?
Yep, of course he lives on the map, and where he lives on the map, there's no road to. He had to draw it in. So it's going to be an interesting find today.
All right, guys, let's get on the road. This area yesterday, there's another one today. They're just wagging their tail and looking at us. 2 babies. And one goes. A little spring in their step. Look at the turkeys, guys. Look at all these turkeys. The big one was coming up here. He seen me and he turned around. Check that out. That is too cool. Go. Well, I think we've almost found it. I see a teepee and horses.
That's a making of a relative ceremony, and I was adopted when I was 19 years old, in the Hunktawa Dakota people. She adopted me, Cordelia Provost. She's the elder of she passed on a long time ago, but so she gave me the name White Star Boy, and I've been like that since I was, like I said, my earliest memory. I told you that this is where I live and this is what I do. So there's a little.
There's the beautiful horses.
My first memory.
That's awesome.
My intention was to live with the Indians. And I've done that for 15 years on different reservations. Navajo, Blackfeet, Lakota, Sioux. But I still have a little note from my Head Start teacher. She sent it home to my parents. I'll always remember your son Matthew for the love he has for the Indian people. And I still have that.
Awesome.
So this is kind of a little vision, a little model of what I want to do to show reservations and the people that live there that you can have a semi-sustainable, what I'm doing here, the structures I build, and what I'm going to do with the garden and canning and growing my own food. Eventually I'll have a few buffalo out here. All the structures will be on this side, garden on this side. I'll be canning what I grow, blah blah blah. All that, pressure cooking the buffalo, drying the meat, etc. on a small scale, but as a unit of a group of 30 to 60 people in areas under, they can start. But I want to have a model, and then I want to come and show them
what
this can be done, but it has to be
together. We have to do this together and understand how it's all going to
It was
work.
a long time ago, but it can't be too large. It has to be small pockets, and I'm doing this pretty much by myself. And I have a son that helps me. He's in town right now working. He's 18. He just turned 18 August 6th. So we just got done last Friday putting this fence up. On this side, it's going to be pretty aesthetic, pleasing to the, you know. And on this side, it's going to be a heavy-duty industrial buffalo fence. I got to take all this fencing out
And beef it up.
and buff it up. Yeah, we'll say buff it up.
Buff it
the
up makes it
buffalo.
good, right? I like
Yeah,
that phrasing.
but I can get about probably just 3 to 4 buffalo in here, and you know, and then on the other side of that wall tent, I'm building a Northern Plains Mandan Assiniboine Earth Lodge. So people can look that up. It's a very, if you want to go green, I mean that's like an earth house. Like, it's so beautiful. You got one window and it's in the top. You don't have to worry about tornadoes, hail, snow, because all kinds of weather. So I read a diary, or not a diary, but a journal. Lewis and Clark, when they stayed their first winter with the Mandan people, -40, and with the smallest fire inside the Earth Lodge, it was 55 degrees. And they were out, the men were out hunting buffalo that day at -40. But anyway, that's how my house is going to be over there. And then this is going to be a little log cabin over here.
Very nice.
Bathhouse, cookhouse, and where those utility poles are, those are for archways I'm going to be putting up.
Gotcha.
Maybe even a small pool.
It gets warm in the summertime, right?
No, it's
Wouldn't it
just-
be nice just to take a dip, right?
Just because it's my own personal, you know,
Why
what
not?
do you call it?
Creature comforts.
Yes, out here exactly.
Oh,
in this flat. Just be on the, so the creek runs through here. You can't see it, of course. But
Okay. Oh, I kind of see it now.
You know.
I didn't see it before, but now I see it right
So
through
on
here.
the other side, on that flat spot up there, kind of on the hillside, I'm going to have a powwow arbor, and I'm going to open it up to have at one point, I don't know how it's going to work out, a first annual Chapawakpala powwow. Teepee. That's what Chapawakpala is Beaver Creek in Sioux. Chapawakpala is Beaver Creek, and then Teepee is dance. Again, you know, so a traditional powwow. And I'm going to have it out here, and I'm going to invite, you know, but it's going to be there's a lot of, in the powwow circle, there is a lot of contests. You know, they have all kinds of categories for dance categories, you know, but this is going to be a straight up traditional powwow. No contest numbers, and you have a buffalo feed, and you feed all the people, and it's going to be teepee only. I have a bunch of teepees, and I'm going to try to collect more. So if people come, they don't have a lodge. A few of them will be provided, but there's a lot of people out there that have that, because that's part of the
tradition.
Yes, it's got to be that
Nostalgic tradition.
There cannot be any RVs, no dome tents. You know, you can have a traditional shelter, a lodge, or like a
lean-to.
something like that. But so that's part of it, and I'm going to open this up not just for my, this is not just something for myself, because it's pointless if it's for me. It's of course for my family and whatever, but my extended family. In the Indian community, they call it Tioshpai, your relative. The creek down here. This creek runs all the way through on that side. And it's all spring fed.
Nice.
And it goes through the property, and it goes all the way up through this canyon. So this is one of my projects today. I got to take this as this temporary, because this is where we stopped, and I got to go across the creek and then tie back into there. So when the horses are over here, they have natural
water,
place to come and get. And like in the winter, the creek never freezes up.
It actually keeps streaming.
Yeah, because it's always moving.
Gotcha. That's what I figured.
Spots where
But as long as it keeps moving, you're fine. Yeah.
So yeah, this is a colossal job for us to get this part closed in, because just this morning the cows, open range area on this side,
Just come through.
There was one calf, and it was real small. He got through because I still have to put one more rail on the bottom.
I see what you're talking about. He just went underneath it.
And I just stood there and kind of
looked at him
gently, and he was like freaking out, and he couldn't get back under it. She had to find the right.
Oh, he didn't know which one was which.
Yep. So he finally got out.
He finally figured it out, right?
It's like it is.
And that's got.
And plus, I'm dressed like this because I gotta get down to the creek.
You have to, yeah. So you might as well. I mean,
in the creek.
well, normally no one would be here, so why would you care, right? I mean, it's no big deal. Like,
I'm gonna be down in the creek, dragging poles across and getting debris out of there. So I'm gonna get soaked.
You're gonna get dirty and you're gonna get wet.
And the water's about up to your knee, and then when you sink in the mud, maybe a mid up to right about here. Last night, I don't know what time, mountain lion screaming.
Wow.
It's kind of eerie.
That's a little eerie when you're in there, right?
Maybe two to 3 weeks ago. And my boy is a sound sleeper. He is just like, he sleeps through everything. He's like, Dad, hear that? So that one woke him up. There was a mountain lion and her cubs right outside our teepee. And it just sounds so kind of creepy.
Surreal, right?
It's not like on the Hollywood,
Oh no,
that's the male.
Right.
The female, it's just.
She's quiet.
Like a woman, an old woman, screaming for her life, for help, in distress, and then the cubs were doing that. Just.
Were they like calling for the male? You think to tell them that?
No, I don't think so, because it was the mother and her cubs. And I saw one track in the mud that next
day.
I went to go look, and I did
scouting
find one.
out, yeah.
But it was just, so big. But they were right here.
Wow.
And they were over here, and they were causing all kinds of commotion. It's just like.
Do you want them to know? It's like that 50-50 chance. Like, should I make a lot of noise and try to be bigger than them, or do you just like sit and play possum, right? Like.
From you to me away, I saw I don't know if it was a male. I think it was a male, but I couldn't see it because of the angle.
Right.
And it was a huge. I don't know. It was just so massive. I just looked at it, and it just looked like a little kitty had jumped off the windowsill. And it just looked at me and just snapped its eyes and just walked away very slowly.
He wasn't scared of you.
No.
He knew he could take you out if he needed to.
Oh,
Easily.
Probably 145, 150 pounds.
And that's what I tell people all the time. You got to make that decision to play possum or to fight real fast. And you got to know which one to do, because bears are one way and lions and wolves are all kind of different. How you play games with them,
but
you know?
It wasn't like, oh, it was like, wow.
Wow.
You're just so awesome.
Inspiring, right? And beautiful, right?
There wasn't any tension from me, and there was no.
And he read that, and said, "There's no threat here."
Yeah.
And wow.
And I just, but if I was in an ocean and I saw a big fish 150 pounds,
I might be freaking out, right?
I would be like, look, it's just different.
It's just different.
This is that kind of an ecosystem around here that's it's kind of has a little bit of it intact still, you know. And a lot of people come in here and they move into the area from wherever, and they come in here and then they're gonna go get a license. And I'm gonna go cat hunting, and I'm like, what?
Why? Like, leave it the way it is. Our nature will take its course and do what it needs to do to fix itself. Trust me, it's done it plenty of times, and it'll do it again.
They want to move out here because of all that, but then they want to go
Change it, and they want to change it.
Yeah, they want to kill it. So anyway, it's not that I have all the trappings, but I don't have them in here. I have all the trappings, so if you walked in my teepee, but they're in storage right now. Actually, not in storage. They are in storage, but it's not a storage unit. My friend's letting me
keep them. That's kind of what we do.
So,
we have about 4 totes. That's the only thing that we own besides that van is the 4 totes worth of stuff.
My other place, I just got rid of so much, gave it away.
That's what we did.
Stuff essential that I absolutely have to have
for yourself and your well-being, right?
For my studio,
mm-hmm.
And then just a few odds and ends.
That was us. We had 4 totes.
Why am I gonna store this?
We did that.
Replace it.
We stored it a whole locker for 2 years while we were traveling, and then we went back to Florida this year for Christmas, and we cleaned it out, and we had 4 tubs left, and we did what you did. We just put it at a friend's place and said, you know, like, I'll send him a postcard or this
stuff. I could have it if I was to deck out the lodge, and I have a few more teepees. If I was to deck those out, you know, it's like you walk back in time, because I have all the trappings, but not here while I'm doing the stuff I'm doing now until you're established. I'm getting a little log cabin put over there, see?
And that'll be your studio.
Then I'll take my stuff out, and then I'll
have it displayed for yourself. All right, let's head inside, guys. This is so cool to be able to come into someone's home like this, because this is his home. And to me, this is amazing. You know, we live in 38 square feet in the van, but this is on another level, my friend. This is amazing.
We were talking about, we went into teepees that were mostly for show, right? But you could tell you live in this one because of the burnt around the top of it.
Yes, let's show you that right there. You can look at that. Isn't that just amazing, guys? I mean, you've seen a bunch of teepees on our channel, but I don't think we have ever, in 700 videos,
seen a real teepee
with someone actually living in it. Because you know, there's a lot of people saying they're doing stuff that they're not doing.
Yeah.
But this...
Like the carpenter, his house is never finished. And the artist never has any of his own work in his house. So, in my other teepees that I create for people, I have that whole outside, like that pictograph at the gallery. Traditional, not anything hokey or anything. Traditional. And the whole liner is painted in a traditional way. But look at mine. Plain.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's you, I guess you call it plain.
Yeah.
I call it functional.
Yeah. Well,
You know, a practical and functional, and everything to me, this says, just like in my van, everything here is dual purpose. Everything here you use in a different way for different things. And to be able...
I can't remember the exact date, but it was the end of May. And I get up and there's 18 inches of snow.
Right outside there.
And I have knee-high boots that are 18 inches, no, 16 inches. You know, what do they call it? LL Bean hunting trapper boots or something.
Big lace-up boots.
So they went like 3 feet or 3 inches past that.
And
so
right in it.
And then we gauged it, and then there was 16 inches here, 18 inches there. So on average, it was 16 to 18 inches of snow in May last year. And so we're like, yeah, of course, my boy sleep through it, and I could feel it, and I could see it getting a little darker darker than usual. And the whole outside of the teepee It had about this much snow on it, and people think that's good insulation.
No.
But it got so it is.
Well,
but
in a way.
there was no draft coming in, so
Okay.
the fire, because this serves as a function, the liner.
Mm-hmm. It's so you have air gap in between
so,
it.
Yeah, so the wind comes in here and it draws it up, but there was nothing, so I was out. Oh, and you're just
So cool.
you're soaking wet, and you're getting it out, and my boy just goes, oh, and he just throws his tarp over him.
Goes back to bed.
What does he do? As soon as he gets up, he jumps down the creek, and he goes
Take a bath.
for a Wim Hof swim. You ever hear of Wim Hof?
No.
Mm.
This guy goes out there and he gets out in the icy waters and swims and dries off with snow, and the Indians used to do that. And my boys grew up like that. In my old place, we'd have a teepee set up too. So we'd have Christmas lights on the top here, just those white Christmas lights, and they plug it into the house before they run up. And there's little. They'll have their sleeping bags and their wool blankets and their buffalo robes and everything. And then you could see they just unplug it and they go to sleep. And so I'm in their house having coffee and doing dishes in the morning, and I could see the boys coming out, stretching out in the snow, and just drying up and rubbing up in the snow and coming out like that. And that's how they grew up like that, so they're used to it.
Wow.
So now one's living in Washington in his teepee state, and then one's doing all the things that he does, but they're going back and forth, kind of semi-nomadic with no real place to live. But he takes his lodge and he goes
And
all
does
over.
whatever he needs
And
to
my
do.
18-year-old, that's where he sleeps. That's his little spot.
That's his mat over here,
Yeah.
guys. That's your mat, and that's his rolled up.
Did you get over to the Springs yet? 'Cause that's where he's working, at the Springs, at the spa, and at the Buffalo Dreamer restaurant.
Okay, and that's where the sculpture that you're producing right now is going to the front of, right? And I guess I don't know if you would like to talk about it, but I think the statue that you made at the Rapid City Airport, of your son Leaf when he was 13. I looked that up last night, and I thought that was incredible. And to have, I'm actually mad that I was in Rapid City and I didn't go to the airport because I live in a van, so there's no reason for me to go to the airport. But next time I'm in Rapid City, I want to see that with my own eyes, just like I wanted to see this, like I've wanted to see so many other things in this country. I never knew it existed, but if you fly in and out of the Rapid City airport and you go to the front of it, where is it located?
Right out front.
Right out front. And how
Probably in the worst spot, actually, because I wish it was in the area where people go get a rental. Because most
it would pass
people
by that, right?
They fly in, they get a rental, and then
drive out.
So a lot of people don't see it unless you're getting picked up. I mean,
unless you come back
shuttle,
in or with the rental
there's
car.
shuttle, and then
Okay,
you
the
can
shuttle.
in town, whatever, but or they're getting dropped off to the airport. That have been so. But there is a fair amount of people that I would imagine to see it anyway. But
I think that's amazing, and I'm sure a lot of my subscribers will now be able to put those two things together and realize you created that. That was your vision.
Yep.
Do you want to say like how long that took? And I mean, I know hours are hours, but like months are months. And
actually, I threw it together a little maquette.
And I seen
There's
that.
a little concept.
I seen that. I'll put a little picture of that up on the screen right now because I have a picture. I did a screenshot of that
So
too.
there was a call to artists, and the one thing that really pumped me up about this, you had to do it anonymously. There was no way that anybody could put their name. So any well-known artist, sculptor, whatever, it was like. So let the work.
The common people, the ones
Let the work.
Say for itself.
Yes.
Speak for itself.
Yes. So not this was done by so and so and da 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 da. So I whipped out this concept. I thought, well, they wanted something to give you I don't know what you call it, criteria or some like a template that you want to stick.
I got
to.
you, like criteria, yeah.
So that's how that was, and I put this maquette together. But then, so after it was
Approved.
and they picked it and whatever. They called me up actually, and at that time. My boys had a little, what do they call those little things? Not a smartphone.
A flip phone.
Something like that.
Uh-huh.
Just a little.
Because if you don't know, he
And we were out
doesn't have
riding
a
our
cell
horse.
phone or
And they called
anything
and they
here.
said, "Congratulations, you won." I'm like, "That's cool." So I was out riding horse one night.
When you found
And
that.
then from start to finish, I think it took 3 months to sculpt because I put
Focused.
everything into it. Just
That's what I figured.
15, 16 hours a day. You know, just every day. And then from there, went to the foundry about another 6 months. So
Very nice.
Yeah.
I just, if I wanted to say that because not only are you doing this here and living this lifestyle by choice, that's the thing. A lot of people don't realize that we live in a van by choice. You live here by choice. You're
It's a deliberate.
It is, and I tell people a
Intentional
lot,
action.
your comfort level is different than other people's comfort level. Our comfort level living in a van is different than your
But
comfort
you
levels,
gotta
you know?
keep focused on it, and you can't really let your guard down. It is relaxing and peaceful, but you're so focused on your end goal. You're so just
You're driven.
yes.
That's driven.
You have to be.
You have to be, and that's what a lot of people miss these
You
days.
have to be disciplined, and then I've had people out here, oh, I want to do this, oh, blah, 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 and I'm like, they'll never make, because that romantic notion will wear off.
In
so
about
fast.
2-3 weeks, that's it.
But by the time they actually know all the intimate details of the in and out and the
How
this
the
and that
works
and
and
they're gonna be like, no, you gotta dig deep.
Yes.
You gotta dig deep, and you gotta have.
I think that's a great lesson for life, no matter how you apply that. And if you do that with everything in your life, if you're not successful, I don't know why, right?
The deepest emotion of mankind. Oh, the oldest emotion of mankind is fear. Something, and then I can't remember exactly how it goes, but then it's the fear of the unknown is the one that is just, and a lot of people just
Their anxiety.
they back away from that because and they lose out on life.
They do. And they miss a lot of opportunities.
That's right.
Like today, like me rolling down the window when you came over to the side, I could have just left the window up and never said anything. But I thought, why not take this opportunity to speak to someone? And you did the same. And by inviting us out here is just on another level. We couldn't pass up an opportunity to see this,
Well, thanks for your time and coming out.
Yeah, thank you for taking the little time and sharing it with us. I know, that's so cool. That's so cool. I mean,
Do
I
you only have one outfit?
I wash once in a while, but I'm just so washing machines from the reproductions, but they still make them. It's a tub. Wash your own.
Nice.
Use those, why not?
Why?
Just. But put them up along the seam here.
So you have to come through and put beeswax on all of these. We were just talking about the engineering of this, and I won't get into it too much, but we'll have to come back, guys, once he gets this a little bit more established, and we'll have to do a demonstration. So this is just in its infancy here, right? I mean, you've been here, what, you said a year?
2.5.
2.5 years.
2 years.
2 years, but
2 years.
a lot of that time you were working at the gallery and couldn't focus here, and now you're kind of doing both. So I see that a lot of things are.
But even before that, I was doing this since I was,
absolutely.
I was living like this.
Living this way, but this is doing it on this parcel of land here.
So now I took it to I've been doing this forever. I went to be domestic for a while. I was married. She took off, left me with the kids, and I still continued that way with the boys, and they better off for it, So now I'm living how I envisioned it when I was 6 and 7 years old,
And you've got a job that's able to facilitate this lifestyle, and a lot of people, that's what they really, that's their stickler, right?
Well,
that's the scaring. That's what we were talking about, the anxiety.
You have to have a lot of grit, because my job is, as an artist, is like, wait, you do what? And you what? So
And that's,
sometimes there's no income.
And that's
So
like
there's a lot of
YouTubers.
dry spells, and you have to dig deep, and you have to grit, and you just have to be.
And that's the life of an artist,
You
right?
just have to have tenacity and fortitude, and you have to just persevere, and you just have to get up. A champion gets up.
It keeps going.
Even when he can't. Jack Dempsey. You know?
You have to.
You just get up and you keep getting up.
You have
just
to.
get
I
up.
mean, it is what it is.
Otherwise, you just. And I don't like the thing where people say, I want to go find myself. I hate that.
I think you already.
What you got to do is you go make yourself.
Right.
That's what you do.
Because it's not. No one is going to do it for you.
That's right. And no one owes you anything. But I tell you what. You owe a lot to everybody else, because everybody, if they were kind, and if they showed sincerity, and if they had integrity, and if they were just showed a lot of kindness and a lot of, you never know what's behind those eyes. Somebody might have had the worst last week, and just a smile and just kindness.
Well, this made our day. I mean, this being here made our day. I mean, being able to come here and have this experience made our day. It really, that's the truth. I mean, and that's what life is really what we want to live for, is experiences like that.
It's gonna be a hardcore winter house.
Okay, so you're gonna, once the snow is 18 inches on the ground.
Yeah, we're gonna live in here. It's kind of messy right now. It's like a storage.
That works.
But you can walk in there if you want to.
All right.
It's kind of a mess in there. We just throw everything in there.
It's your little storage catch-all, right?
Exactly.
You got a couple bunks and saddles for the horses.
Just the bridles.
Just
I
the
haven't got
bridles.
the saddles out yet, but yeah.
Very nice. Somebody broke their chain loose because they wanted to come hang out too, right?
Gotta keep him on the chain because yeah, and people will think he's a coyote or something.
Right. I'll show you guys. This is where he heats his water up during the day. Takes a nice bath. There's some really cute, I don't know what's up with the camera, guys. It's not wanting to work. I'm going to have to make it do it. But check out those sunflowers just growing right here. They like the water.
I was just telling Mike and Stephanie, I was like, just tell your viewers, this is just my fencing attire. That's all. I don't roll around like this. It's like,
We saw you yesterday in town. You had full clothing on. In the last video, you could see he was fully clothed. But this is fencing attire. You're going to be down in the creek doing stuff all day, getting wet and getting nasty, right?
The truck is, there's a creek down there, and I got to get in there, and I got to put some fencing across there. So that was what I was doing. I haven't ordered my kilt yet, but that's the ultimate fencing
attire right there.
Oh, nice.
We got a little breeze and everything, right? We can all respect that, right?
So,
all right.
Thank you, and I'm sorry about any whatever.
Well,
so
thank
much.
you
We
for having
appreciate
us.
it.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, guys, we're going to head out of here. We have had an amazing day checking out his teepee and his land, not to mention the beautiful horses here. But we're going to head on out of here. But I want you to know, if you're interested in getting any sculpture work done, if you really liked what you saw yesterday on the video when we were at the Morris Gallery down here, please give him a call at the Morris Grand
Gallery. I want to make sure I get that right. And I'm going to put the phone number to the gallery on the bottom here. And if you're interested in having any work done, a sculpture or something, please let them know. He'd be more than happy to give you a good deal. So I want to say a huge thank you, Matthew, for letting us come out here and enjoy the day. And we're going to get out of here and figure out where we can spend the night. We got an idea, but we're not going to tell you. You're going to have to stick around to find that out, all right? Well, let's load up and get on out of here so he can get back to work. We pretty much took 2 or 3 of your hours today. All right, guys, here we go. Thanks for having us. Well, guys, we were coming down through here. More buffalo. Isn't that cool?
Yes, beautiful.
Got babies and everything, guys. I've really been getting some good shots. Oh, wow. That's just too cool.
They're crossing the road.
Yep, crossing the road. I wonder if they just do that just to mess with the tourists.
Well, they're not crossing the road crossed their prairie.
Pretty cool. Well, we found a Taco John's, so we did that tonight. Got a couple big burritos, and they have these spicy tater tots too, but that looks good, don't it, babe?
It does look delicious.
All right, well, we're hungry. We're gonna dig in. Well, guys, it's been a long day, I tell you. But I think we found. Last night we stayed downtown Hot Springs. I try not to abuse the luxury of doing that, so tonight we found a nice truck stop and figure it out. I hope you enjoy meeting Matthew today. I know we really enjoyed meeting him yesterday and getting to hang out with him all day today.
The greatest thing about van life is seeing how other people live that's not ordinary. So to see someone who's living in a teepee, that was really neat to go check out today.
I totally agree. Thank you, Matthew, for letting us come into your world and check it out. Thanks for everyone for watching this video. And I guess we're going to call it a night right here at the truck stop. Please like,
comment,
and subscribe.
Check us out on Patreon and Instagram.
Hit the bell for more notifications.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Have a good one, guys.
Thanks so much.